Alright guys, my name is the Metagoblin and today we're going to be turning Skyrim into a Game of Thrones RPG with mods. So if you're new to the channel, be sure to subscribe and also be sure to press the notification button so that the subscribe button actually works in the first place. And be sure to stay tuned because in my next video I'm going to be turning Skyrim into Oblivion and possibly Morrowind later on. Anyway, let's jump in. So today I have a total of 9 mods and we're going to begin with a Game of Thrones adaptation mod. This mod is in the process of being re-released at the time I made this video, so be sure to keep track of the mod on its website. The creator is doing some streams to show it off soon, so but if you're watching this in a few months, after the video's been released, then it's probably been released and you should go and check it out. Essentially the mod converts Skyrim completely into Game of Thrones. The Imperials will turn into Lannisters, and other locations have basically been changed. There's also some additions, like for instance the wall, which I have to admit looks pretty dope. I mean, this mod alone basically does a job for you, so go and check it out when it's released. Secondly, we have the Game of Thrones armor compilation. This mod adds very decent looking armor sets to the game, which can be crafted at the blacksmith. You'll get Stannis Baratheon's armor, it's probably one of the most impressive ones. You get the Lannister armor, the Stark armor, the Night's Watch armor, and many more. You may also want to check out the individual mod called Baratheon armor, which is a little higher quality mod with the Baratheon armor from the events of the books, before the series starts. So you can get a very authentic, awesome looking Robert Baratheon armor, with the whole stag horn sticking out of his helmet kind of thing, and a big hammer. So you can check that out as well. To go hand in hand with this mod, I have the mod called A Game of Thrones Weapons. This adds 4 very iconic weapons from the Game of Thrones franchise, including Longclaw, Ice, and the weapons that the Dothraki use. The armor mod I just mentioned also adds a number of weapons to the game, so with both these mods installed you're going to have a good collection to choose from. Again, all these can be crafted at the blacksmith. I just want to take a little pause from the video, guys. You may not know that a lot of advertisers have pulled out of YouTube, which means YouTubers are earning about 1/3 of what they used to, so I've had to start working like nearly full time now, which unfortunately means I can't make as many videos anymore. So I would really appreciate it if you supported me on TAD. It's just this little app you can download to your phone where you can quickly watch some adverts, and creators like me get paid for you to do that. There's a link to that in the description, but anyway, let's get on with your video. With this next mod, you're going to be able to have your own direwolf companion. This mod is called GARM, the Husky Companion. You may be thinking, well, Dawnguard adds armoured huskies to the game, so which makes this mod a little redundant, but you're going to be very wrong, because this follower mod has a lot of features to it. First of all, you have a number of different skins to choose from, so you can make him look very similar to any of the direwolves from the Game of Thrones. He works very well in combat, especially with a stealth build, since the mod creator has taken extra care to ensure that the follower doesn't mess about with the stealth in any way, doesn't break his stealth or anything irritating like that, like most followers do. The follower also gives you a mini objective to travel into the underworld, where you eventually learn a spell where you can summon GARM instantly whenever you want. You will find GARM in the Temple of Arkay within the Whiterun, not the Temple of Kinarath in the middle, but the Hall of the Dead just behind it. It's not actually called the Temple of Arkay. And this is where he returns whenever you dismiss him. I'd also recommend checking out the recommended mod list on the mod page, because that will drastically improve the functionality of this mod. For instance, if you're ever going to get a follower mod, definitely get amazing follower tweaks, for whenever you download a follower mod. Just before we move on, guys, I really appreciate it if you checked out my second channel, which is going to be called Blackwood. It's going to be a male-orientated self-help channel about relationships, fitness and health, so please do go ahead and check it out. You'll find the link in the description. Fifthly, we have another follower mod called Game of Thrones Followers. The mod very simply adds a number of iconic characters from the franchise to the game as optional followers. I think my favourite is Sandor Clegane, not just because he's the greatest character ever conceived in a work of fiction, but because he's pretty tall looking and has a big bloody sword. I also like how the followers have been implemented into the world nicely, so you're only going to find followers of the same house in the same area. For our 6th mod, we have a mount mod, which will literally add a direwolf mount to the game. It's called a FERALIS direwolf mount. You'll find them at the Whiterun stables. The animations aren't too bad, and I guess it's a refreshing change from always having to use a horse to get around Skyrim. He also has a pretty evil looking face, which I was quite impressed by. You know, that's been designed quite well. The mod will also get stuck, you know, it will get stuck in with combat situations. So, you know, pair this with your Husky follower mod, which you can also actually increase the size of. You can make the Husky even bigger as well, make him just as big as FERALIS, so you can have 2 really big direwolves if you really want, as followers. Onto our 7th mod now, which is called Mega Shields. It isn't exclusively a Game of Thrones mod, but it also adds some very impressive looking shields to the game, and some of them are Game of Thrones themed. Some of them, I admit, are a little ridiculous. You could just ignore them. Like you get like shields of the Avengers on it, and like other comic book daft stuff designs on them. But nonetheless, this mod will add some pretty dope looking shields to Game of Thrones, and to the game, sorry. And you've got this Targaryen one, which is the most impressive Game of Thrones looking one, I think. I mean, the mod adds a total of 150 shields, and if you're a World of Warcraft fan, you may also want to check out the Bulwark of Azeroth mod that this guy has created. You'll find that on the mod page. By the way, obviously all mod links are in the description. And obviously I'm not totally hinting at a future video there or anything of the sort. For our second to last mod, we have the Wildlings of Skyrim. Now, the mod creator actually commented on one of my recent videos. He was a little bit cheeky and asked me to feature the mod in a video, so it's just as well I like cheeky people, so he's basically getting a shout out. It's a very straightforward mod which swaps a few of the bandit spawns in the colder places of Skyrim with Wildlings in a very... They all have very authentic looking armour, which I was actually very impressed by, so be sure to check it out. And speaking of Wildlings, we have our last mod, which is a standalone follower mod called YGRITTE, if you don't want to download all the other follower mods. Obviously referring to the obscenely attractive character from the book, which is called YGRITTE. The first and only love of Jon Snow. So far, anyway, he might neck on with Dany, but I don't really want that to happen. I mean, personally, I'm kind of bored of Dany and her storyline. I just want her to die. You know, I don't want her to become, you know, queen of the Seven Kingdoms. I just want her to die. I mean, I really wanted Bronn to kill Drogon in that most recent episode. But anyway, we'll leave that for later. This mod, very simple follower mod. She mostly functions as an archer, and she's a, you know, pretty mean archer, just like she is in the series. Anyway, guys, on the screen right now, you're going to see some very similar videos to this one, so be sure to check them out, and stay tuned for more videos where we'll be turning Skyrim into not Skyrim.